Okay, Happy New Year. Wow, 2026. And I'm sure you all have things that you want to do and things that you want to achieve. And let's go, let's get it. Now we're going to talk about a topic that I think really would resonate well with a lot of people. And that is, are you living life for you, or are you living life for others? Wow. And recently, what I have really come to realize is that actually a lot of the things that we do is influenced enormously by the perception of others. In other words, excuse me, what other people think about you. And we shape our lives based around conforming to a certain way of living. Now, I've touched upon this in an earlier video of mine, but one of the biggest points to demonstrate this is bringing up a child. And bringing up a child is no small feat. It requires dedication, passion, and perseverance. Now, the important thing here is that what do you want? But the reality is that many people, they will go through something in their life and then they will realize that actually, no, that wasn't the best thing for them. Now, bringing up a child or having a child of your own is one of the best examples, because if you've never had a child, you can never truly know what it is to bring up one. Now, I myself, I'm not a parent, but I have a good base of common sense and logical understanding. My advice is that, look, if you are thinking of having a child, the best thing you can do is have a pet and see, can you look after that pet? Can you tolerate the pet? Can you love the pet unconditionally when it cries for you, when it wants your attention, when it won't leave you alone? So before going and having a child and then opening Pandora's box and then having too much to deal with, and all of a sudden you're overwhelmed and you can't handle it, and you just feel stressed, you feel like there's no hope, and you just can't take care of the child, have a pet, whatever pet you like to have, and see, can you look after it? That is a really good starting point if you want to be a parent one day. Because a lot of young people, they just have a child, which is fine, but you also have to think responsibly about what is that child's life going to be like. Really think about this, guys and girls. It's a powerful thing, and it's a personal choice, and it's quite a intimate topic in a way. But you have to think. You have to use your common sense. What is that child's life going to be like? In other words, is that child going to have a quality standard of life, Or are you going to be bringing up that child in a chaotic environment and an environment where that child cannot thrive? Using common sense, one of the most basic barometers of seeing if you're ready to have a child will be finances. If you don't have enough money, or you're struggling to make ends meet, or you're not financially secure, having a child is not really for you. Maybe. I'm not going to come across too strong here because I don't want to offend anyone, but you have to make the choice. It's just my view that if financially you're not very secure, you put A to B together. How are you going to look after the child? How are you going to make sure that the child is brought up well, goes to school, all of the things that come with being a parent. And this is why in the world what we've seen a lot is we've seen people have children, and sometimes these children are abandoned. The parents decide that they're going to abandon the child, and the child becomes an orphan, or other situations where the parents just aren't ready for the child to have a child. Either they have it too young and they're not ready to be responsible. They haven't got the experience of life to know what are the right decisions to make. And you're better off postponing that until you truly are ready and you're in a secure position in your life that you can take care of yourself, your loved ones, and you can take care of a child as well. So think about that. It's again, sage advice, and it could save you a lifetime of misery. Honestly. And ponder that, think about that. Are you ready for that? If you are, write down your reasons. If you're not, think about it carefully. Because here's the thing, once you have a child, you can never take it back. That child will always, forever, for the rest of your life, have a connection to you. And coming back to our topic focus here, are you living for you or for others? I think there's just an enormous societal pressure on people to conform to a certain way of doing things. And hey, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that there's not a reason for that, but what I'm saying is it's not applicable to everyone. It's not always applicable. It depends on your situation, your circumstance, where you are in life, who you are with, who your partner is, and whether you feel that bringing up that kind of going into that and having a child is going to enrich your life, or whether it is going to put you in shackles where you are overwhelmed with responsibility that you can't handle. You can't make ends meet, so how are you going to look after a child? You have to use your common sense here. There are no second chances. Whether you abandon that child, you move on with your life, that child will forever have a connection with you and your soul and your heart, because it's your blood, it's your offspring. So if you're not ready to have a child, don't have it. If you're ready to have it for the right reasons. I hope you have a fantastic day and a great start to this glorious new year. Cheers.